All right, guys, very welcome to the HEX Kryptosparbuch. It's not a show, it's a party right now. We have here a lot of beer. I hope you grabbed your favorite beverage as well. Me and Hexline, we're gonna have an awesome time. We just finished our German stream. Now we're gonna have the same thing in English as well. And I think we have a lot of people in the chat already.
Yes, so also hello from my side. I have my beers prepared as well, as you said, Alan. And it was funny right now for me because I heard you are struggling a bit with the next language, yeah, because like right before we finished our over 2 hours long German stream, and so we still need a few minutes to get our brains used to the English language again.
Did I start
we are
German?
No. You started right away in English. Everything fine. It was only like with your first sentence, like how to say all this in English.
Awesome. So we have Motley Investor, we have Identity Block, we have Bellit Brand, we have Diddy. He is a German as well, and Bitfinesse as well. So we are piling up in the chat already. Awesome! I'm so excited for the stream today. We're gonna have a party. So let's start.
Exactly.
This.
So my Hex Lion Mello is also joining the stream, and Mello will put you the StreamYard invitation link in the chat room. So for everybody who wants to come live, please click on the link and join us on the show.
Yeah, this show is especially for you guys, so you can ask us any question you want to know. Ask us anything, Hex related, private, anything, it doesn't matter. And you can also click on the link. It's just in the chat right now, the crypto.
So am I frozen or is it Ellen? Okay, Ellen is frozen. So yeah, okay, then I go on with the party here. I thought it's from my side, so that's why I was like, okay, because I had some issues as well in the last stream because it's raining a lot here, and you can hear it maybe as well. And yes, like Ellen said before already, please ask us everything you wanted to know about the Kryptosparbuch people. And as you might have noticed already, both of us already left our usual home. Okay, now I'm alone here on the stream. So if somebody wants to join me, please go ahead and do so, because otherwise I'm feeling a bit weird only talking alone to the camera right here. I guess Ellen has some worldwide stream. Yes. Also, hello from my side to all the people in the chat. So, Bitfinesse, if you want to join, just click on the link, grab yourself a beer, and come on the stream. And ask everything. So one question we have here is, where is Abid's Hex tattoo? And what I guess when he comes back, he will explain himself. But as of right now, I don't think he already has a Hex tattoo. So right now he is still on the only with his cap, with his Hex cap. So what do you think? Where on Abid's body would a Hex tattoo fit best? Because he's already getting himself in a better shape, go to the fitness studio and so on. Yeah, it should be inspiration for me, but I'm not the guy who goes in the fitness studio. And yeah, so what do you think? Where on Abid's body would the tattoo fit best? we could also make a meme out of that, I guess. And yes, so Machiavelli is coming online, it seems like, and I really don't know what happened to Ellen. Let's see if I have everything in our Telegram chat. Okay. Also, greetings from Days 43 OT. he is about to be to get Papa again. So what's wrong with Alan? Is he coming back or not? Let's write him. So okay, Belliot Brand is also about to join us. Hey, perfect. So we will have a nice party stream here. Actually, I'm also already a bit drunken because right before the German stream we already started to drink some beer. So yeah, cheers to everybody in the audience. So what else? Bit hex related stuff maybe as well. I hope you watched the stream I had yesterday with Matty L. Was a really nice stream. We talked about a lot of hex related stuff, and yes. Mello, can you answer this? Are you guys on Twitch? So yes, we are on Twitch as well, and actually we should stream live on Twitch right now as well, so it should be a multi stream. So Alan, was something happening with your beers, or why did you turn off?
Yeah, I think my internet connection had too many beers as well, so I could hear you on YouTube, but I just couldn't join the stream. Now everything is fixed already, so luckily
Okay.
everything is working right now. So we posted our link to join our stream in the chat as well. So if you want to come on chat with us, you can now click this chat and join us here. And if you just want to hang out in chat, it's also fine for us.
Yeah, a few people already said they are about to come on. They're just getting the stuff. So Alan, we talked about when and where is your hex tattoo going to be?
I don't know. I don't have any tattoos yet, so
me neither. Me neither. I'm also a anti-tattoo guy. So like, no, I mean, I'm not against tattoos, but I don't have any because I never had like something in my mind, like a picture or something, you know, which I wanted to have on my body the rest of my life.
The rest of your life, that's the thing. The tattoo is just like hex. If you get the tattoo on your skin, you can't get rid of it, right? Well, of course, you could pay money to get rid of it, but you would always have a scar. I would never have anything on my skin to have it for the rest of my life. But a hex tattoo would be something that I could consider to have it on my skin somewhere. Maybe like somewhere here, like where my heart is as well. Maybe like somewhere here. Let's see. I think I will get a hex tattoo eventually. $7 hex, and I will get a tattoo.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, when we hit $7 per hex, then I will join you.
All right.
I will join you with the tattoo. Actually, would you like to have a colored tattoo? Because I would. I guess I would prefer it to be black and white shapes.
I don't know yet. What does it matter? If it's gonna be a tattoo for life, then I will probably make it a colored one because Hex has so beautiful colors. I want them to represent it on my skin as well.
Yeah, don't you think that the colors are getting washed out or something like that over the years?
It does, and that's why you have to just put it in the skin again. And I think you have to redo it like every once in a while or so.
So with every Quattro Cinco stake, we need to redo our hex tattoo.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, Edlin, so maybe you tell the audience where you are located right now, because you have a beautiful pool behind you. I see the palm, I see sun and so on.
That's right. So I'm in Mexico. You guys probably already knew that I'm in Mexico. I was in Acapulco. That was my first city I went to. Now I'm in Puerto Escondido, and I rented this apartment here. I have this wonderful pool here. Look at this. For the next 2 months, I will be staying in this Airbnb apartment here. It's just beautiful here. I have great weather, great internet connection, a pool, everything you can dream of. Even somebody's coming once a week to clean my whole apartment. It's a perfect life I'm living right now. And the crazy thing is, 1 year back, today we have March, right? 1 year back, I just started to stop doing cigarettes, stop doing drugs. That was 1 year ago. And nowadays, I'm living a totally different life. It's fucking crazy to me.
I mean, nowadays I'm also living a totally different life, yeah. But I'm in Colombia right now. I can show you my current green screen. So that's my current green screen. In half an hour, it will be dark, I guess, maybe 45 minutes. And yeah, I already knew like where I'm going to where I'm going to be for the first time when I'm leaving Austria. So I'm here at a friend's house. Some friend of my friends are here as well. So some people here in the house, not living alone anymore, living in the mountains next to the next to the second biggest city of Colombia. And right now I'm struggling a bit with my English because somebody in the chat stated I should check the hex price. So let's do that. Let's check the hex price.
Exactly. Somebody in the chat was writing about the price as well. I was wondering, what did the price do? I don't know. Well, the thing is that Ethereum went down, but Hex went up, right?
I guess so. So Ethereum was under 1800 when I last looked at it, and yeah, it seems like Hex also went from 1 cent 13 up to 1 cent 33 in one candle. Right now it's 124, so we got a few sellers as well, but yeah, it looks fine. It looks fine. Actually, I don't like it that much right now because two friends of mine are in Austria. Say they also want to invest a few $1,000, and yes, they are waiting right now for their money to hit the exchange. So I would like Hex to see again at 1 cent maybe, but it looks like that this time is over. It really looks like as we don't see prices under 1 penny again.
Hexotic, Joe Hexotic just bought another Uniswap USDC. 7 million Hex has just bought. So this is awesome. We always see those numbers, right? $50,000 in Hex have been sold, have been bought. Why is that so? Like, why are people selling and buying like $50,000 of Hex?
Because they have the money. Because they have the money. I don't know what to say, Alan. There is every minute there is going 1 Bitcoin or 50 Ethereums. Changing ownership or getting traded on centralized exchanges. So I don't know what answer I should give you to that. I mean, it's nice to see that, yeah, because then you are at an active market, yeah, that there is really stuff going on, that it's really people doing actions in this market, yeah. That's not so Hex is definitely not a dead blockchain like some others. Hey, look who we have here. Hello, shout out to Cabana.
Awesome.
How are you doing? Yeah, party stream,
man? How's it going?
Well, not as good as you guys yet, but
nice, awesome.
Do you have a Guinness there?
No, I don't, but I love Guinness. That is a whiskey and Coke, but
okay, you're also fine.
Had a post-work beverage or 3. And,
I mean, actually, you should try Scotch or Scotch whiskey because it's way better than bourbon. You don't need to mix it with Coca-Cola, for example.
Oh, I believe me, I have tried that and many other things. So I appreciate the Scotch. What is your favorite whiskey?
My favorite whiskey.
I don't like whiskey at all. I love to put it with Coca-Cola. Everything I have with Coca-Cola is great. If it's vodka, if it's whiskey, I don't care. If you put soda on it, it's great.
Okay, yeah. So my favorite whiskey is from a pretty unknown brand. It's Bushmills. The brand is called Bushmills,
Bushmills,
and it's not Bushmills.
American.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's one of the oldest ones, and I don't like their standard product really good, really much. But they have like a premium brand as well, and it's the Black Bush. And this whiskey I really like. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. And other than that, my brother is part of the Scottish Whisky Society, where he gets to buy single casks, like in just the barrel, and without any filtration down in the percentage volume, in the alcohol volume.
Right.
And yeah, those
No, that's
are
awesome.
also really good
My
ones.
brother and I, we have tasted plenty of whiskey. So what we do is he, and especially an older friend of his, he's a connoisseur. I mean, he's got everything from Ireland to old school Crown Royal, or all the different types, and everything like that. So he does whiskey tastings, and it's so cool. So we'll go over, and it's probably a group of maybe 6, 7, 8 of us, and we'll sit down at. He's got a nice little bar in his house, and what we do is he will pour, because he's the host, he will pour a shot, and we will sip it, and we'll each have a pencil and paper, and we'll rank on a scale of 1 to 10 our favorites. And at the end of the tasting, which is, of course, 2 or 3 hours later, we tabulate the scores and see who has what whiskey is the favorite. And interestingly enough, the whiskeys that usually take home the top, I guess, rank at the end of the night are not the $200 whiskeys. They're the $40 bottles. And it's quite interesting to see how people gauge taste, versus, what you think you're drinking, because it's like, oh, well, this is like a $25 or $100 shot. This has got to be good. Well, oftentimes it's tastes like gasoline, some of it, and I don't get it. But
yeah, true.
Some of the best tasting stuff is really the less expensive. So
and I was a bit wrong before as well. So just to make sure, so the Bushmills brand is an Irish brand. I was mixing it up. I was like talking about Irish and Scottish whiskey, because they are. I don't know. I don't get it. Why you Americans always need to use a new barrel? Because with the used barreled ones, you get a really nice taste into the whiskey.
You Americans, I see how you say it.
You crazy Americans.
No, but I understand that, and we do things with beer and stuff like that. It's I understand. A good friend of mine, hockey player from Germany. I think he might have lived in Austria, actually. A funny story that he always would tell is he would be over here, and he would get, what is it? Maybe a Blue Moon, and so the waitress would bring over an orange peel, and she would get ready to put it in the beer, and he'd be like, what are you doing? And she'd be like, oh, this is how they do it in Germany. And he's like, oh, okay. And he just played along, but he's like, no, that's not how we just drink, the beer, without any garnish or anything like that. So
it's a huge brewing culture in Germany. Yeah. But go on, Ellen, because you are the German.
We in Germany, we have an awesome drinking culture. We drink alcohol, we drink beer all day long, in the morning, in the night. It doesn't matter for us. We drink it all day.
Is that where can I get? Is that right there? Is that your first stream?
That was my first stream.
So
It's
this is
only
the second up here?
Exactly.
Oh, that's
You got it
amazing.
right. It's only 2 liters. It's like nothing to us. That's what we have. That's what we have in kindergarten right here. So it's like nothing to me.
That's awesome. Hey, I can hang with you.
I'm only in the third beer right now. So,
No, man, I want to hang with Alan,
man.
man. We're at the first Hex conference. Alan and I are hanging for a long time. We are going to get
And like
sure.
after Richard is done, after like 5 or 6 hours on the stage or something, you are like.
Hey, what do you think? Where, in your opinion, where should be the first Hex conference be? Like Hex is international anyways, right? So in which country should be the first Hexican meetup be? And I mean, not a meetup of like 5 people. I mean an official Hex conference with 5,000 people.
Yeah, I mean, I think Richard maybe has
all the stakers.
Oh yeah, I think Richard has maybe touched on this a few times. As like the main viewership, and I don't want to be biased because I live here, but is in the United States. So if we want the most people right now, probably United States, maybe somewhere with a warmer climate like a Florida or Texas. I think that's less exciting. I think Florida has way better beaches. Maybe a Vegas. Vegas is quite overdone, depending upon your perspective. So
wouldn't Miami be appropriate for that?
Miami,
because,
I mean,
Richard came from there and all that.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool, but I mean, there are so many nice places around Miami that you don't have to go right into Miami. So you could do like a Fort Lauderdale. There are so many nice beaches around that within driving distance, to where it'd be easily accessible. I think like Vera Beach, Hollywood Beach, Naples is the other coast, but I mean that whole play, Key West, you could do. The options are, pretty open.
Pues, ¿por qué no funciona el internet muy bien?
Well, I hope I'm gonna see a big fucking Hex conference in the future somewhere in America, because America is the place to go. It doesn't matter any state. It could be in the north of like New York. It could be in the south of Miami somewhere. It doesn't actually matter.
No,
if it's in
I absolutely agree.
If it's in America, it's perfect. And,
I'm just going for like maximum audience and engagement, and I think we have that here. It's just in the YouTube viewership, and he's commented on this before, so I think that's absolutely where it's at. And like you said, anywhere, it doesn't really matter, but it's only 3 hours difference from continental coast to coast, not of course including Hawaii. So
what's up, everyone?
What's up, Brad Motley? What's up?
Hello. Hello.
Awesome, guys. How's it going?
Nice.
Cheers. Ka-chink.
That first link wasn't working for me.
Cheers.
Same, Motley.
I'll be drinking soon, just not right now.
All right.
Hey,
well, you shouldn't do that now.
Yeah.
Hexline and Alan, I really like this concept of a stream, so I didn't realize the other people were going to be able to come on. So once I heard that, I had to go to the store real quick and grab a couple. And anyways, thanks for the idea. That's cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we should have more casual streams like this, where we can just talk about Hex, but anything Hex related or anything about the creators related as well. So I'm in Mexico right now. Hex Lion is in Colombia right now. We should also talk about the creators. Where are we right now? What are our plans in the future? I just thought in our German stream, I want to buy a golden yacht in the future. And Hex Lion Patrick said, man, I don't like a golden yacht. I want to live somewhere else. But I think we should talk about something that is not Hex related as well. And that's why a Hex party stream is perfect for that.
Somebody should do a party/happy hour hangout stream. Somebody should do that.
It's a great idea.
Messing with you.
I think I'll take it.
No, we have the American version over here, which I'm happy to host. But I jumped at the opportunity to say thank you for the invite, Alan and Patrick. This is such a cool thing, and I caught the end of the German one. So, you guys, this is so cool. Thank you.
Awesome. But who should it be? I think Bailey Brand could host something like this really good. He has
Where are
an
you-
awesome
where are you,
venue.
Brand?
I see it right now.
Oh, as far as places, so either Seattle or Bellevue. Right now, I'm here in Bellevue, Washington, at my house, but then the girlfriend lives over in downtown Seattle, like right on the water. So maybe her place.
You need some more hexagons.
I know, dude. I really don't have enough. You know, I'm thinking I got this shirt over here. Shit, we're representing. No, but this one actually came in the mail today. So
Yeah, I mean,
555, and then got the little moon guy.
Quattro Cinco.
good.
Awesome, man. Great.
Yeah, let's go.
I think I could use some more Hex merch already. I only have 5 T-shirts. That's it. I could use some more T-shirts.
Look at Crypto Styles USA. He's got a lot of good Hex merch.
That's where I got this. Yeah.
Is that where the Tears of Hex Haters is?
Yeah, that's where my mom came from.
That's
Cup
that's
is
the
from,
best.
okay.
Who's got the puppy?
No,
Not me.
I mean,
Somebody's got.
Ellen,
So,
I don't know.
That's not mine.
So.
Yeah, it is probably me. Well,
Oh, okay.
dogs are on the streets all the time here in Mexico.
yeah, you know it's funny because Ellen is wearing his noise canceling earphones, so he's not hearing his surroundings.
totally know what you mean.
I was gonna say that sounded about
I-
50 pounds bigger than mine. So you know.
Oh, yeah.
I can't hear what you hear. That's the crazy thing. What you hear, I can't hear.
What kind of headphones do you have?
I don't know. They're just
I don't know.
Okay,
They're just
yeah, but they're
Take a
noise
look.
canceling. That's cool.
Yeah. just some noise canceling, just like the AirPods from Apple as well.
Nice.
Hey, I know we're all having fun and partying, but I do like to keep up to date on Hex, and that's kind of how we all know each other. Did anybody see that almost $100,000 buy of Hex? 17?
Yeah, we already discussed it a bit. Yeah, so
That's awesome.
Joe Hexotic put it in the chat that 7.4 million hex just
When
bought
was
on
it?
Uniswap for like 15 minutes ago or something.
Yeah.
like that.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Nice.
But actually,
Jealous.
we already got some sellers, so it went
Oh,
up
of course.
to
That's
133, and now it's down to 119 again,
that's gonna
or
that-
117 even.
Yeah, this has to be what happens to get these guys out. I know
Totally.
it's like
Of course.
everybody's like, oh, we just need to go up, and I think a lot of talk has been these huge wicks up, but people, they will sell into this. There's still so much liquid Hex out there, a lot less than there was just even weeks or months ago. So it's getting less and less and less.
There will always be a lot liquid hex out there, but
Mhm.
most of it will be in
Stronger
in
hands.
in the strongest hands you can
But
imagine.
it is getting into stronger hands, because every day
Yeah,
you see longer stakes. You see stakes for 3,000, 4,000 days, and they're not 25,000
Yeah, and the best
hex. They're millions, a lot of them. So yeah.
and the best indicator for that is the average weighted staking length, in my point of view.
Mhm.
And if you just open up your stake app, and you look at that, you might have noticed that over Big Payday, or like before Big Payday, it was like 5.7 years,
Yep.
and now it's already over 5 years. So that's a huge increase in my point of view.
Yeah.
But that is the big indicator. We had, just like you said, 4.8 years. Now we have like 5 years average staking. People are putting their money in median average length in 5 freaking years in the future. It's so
Yeah, and
crazy to me.
You also have to understand it's the weighted average length. So
that's
it's
what I'm
not
saying.
really easy to move. It's not really easy to move this number.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, so Muttley now needs to put down his camera. Maybe he's making weird faces when parking the car. Or something.
What is
I'm
putting
doing-
away
I'm
the
doing
camera
opposite,
because he's
guys.
taking a drink.
I'm doing the
Yeah,
opposite.
yeah.
I'm driving to my my wife's house, so I thought, here, let me turn off my camera, just be a little paranoid.
Hey man,
No.
Richard taught you well, brother.
Better
Yeah,
be
there
safe
you
than
go.
sorry.
Yeah, Richard told you about it.
Look, this is what we need to happen. MetaMask needs to do an airdrop. I need to make a lot of money, and then I can buy all the Hex. And the Hex needs to be sub-cent during that
No,
airdrop.
no more subset.
Yes.
I'm done.
Yes, sub-cent, MetaMask airdrop, and then I'm good. Then I'm content.
But
Okay,
Muttley, you are
because-
already one of our Hex whales, so why do you still bother?
Not quite. Working there.
Not quite.
Working my way there. All right, guys, I gotta go real quick. It was a pleasure. I was trying to get on earlier, but I was having issues. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll catch
sure.
you guys if you guys are still
Thanks
going
for
later
joining.
today.
Awesome.
Sounds good, man.
Thanks
For
for
sure.
Thanks for tuning
Catch you
in.
guys
man.
later.
So
Thank you for
yeah,
hanging out,
have a
our
great week.
prosperous Poseidon.
Mottley was just talking about Hex Whales, right? I hope I will be a Hex Whale in the future someday. So
So,
who do
Mark-
we got now? Mark Sweat just joined us. How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Really good.
Yeah,
What's up,
video
man?
works perfect, sound works good, everything fine,
Hell
man.
yeah.
I like your
Perfect.
setup. It
Thank
looks
you.
cool.
I just had to
So I-
refresh the computer. Sorry.
Awesome. In the chat, I just see somebody saying he is a squid. Man, if you are a squid right now, I am a dolphin right now. I think in the future we can all be whales in the future if you just stake long term. So, guys, we just discussed in our German stream. What are you guys' dreams in the future? Me, for example, I want to drive around with the golden yacht in the future. I think I will buy a golden yacht and just drive around in the Hexican and just do Hexicans meetups in the future. What are
Yeah,
your dreams?
I
Dan, for
disagreed
example?
already.
What are your dreams?
I disagreed already on Ellen because I'm not the guy who likes to live on a boat. Even if it's a good yacht or
I'm
something.
telling you, man.
But
Alan and I are
Yeah.
hanging out, bro. I'm in the boat life, bro.
Maybe renting it's a better idea, right? You don't have all that
Well,
overhead.
financially speaking, yes, but I do love the boat life. So, sorry, Patrick. Go ahead.
no, okay, go ahead yourself. So
I agree with Alan's point. I think it would be, sorry to interrupt, but I think it would be cool to, visit a lot of the Hexicans in the other states. Because I've been to, I'm in Washington State. I've been to maybe like 7 or 8 other states, but it would be cool to kind of do a local tour and then, maybe see you guys, across the world too, just to copy that idea. And then, obviously some other stuff too, like, like a Tesla would be badass. I like the Tesla cars. And then, anyways, some other stuff to kind of treat yourself. We've stayed long enough. You got to reward yourself a little bit.
Yeah, Hex goes to $1. I'm gonna buy a spaceship and show up and hang out with all you guys.
Hell yeah, man.
That's awesome.
of course, like in a few years, when Musk is ready to put tourists to space, of course, one of a fit Hexican is going to do it, I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe
they're
not
already
me.
going to the moon, eh? I thought a billionaire from was it Russia? He already paid to go up in space. That was like the first. And Virgin Air, they're going up in space. There's like, SpaceX and Virgin Air. I'm pretty sure they've already had someone pay to go to space.
Yeah, and I think like that. I mean, not to get too off topic, but that is such an interesting investing space, in my opinion. From what I've read about it, is like the space industry. That is like crypto was 10 years ago. So I personally, not financial advice, but I've been dabbling in a couple space stocks, just to put a little bit in, just to get in on some of it. But that's the next frontier. It's crypto to is money nowadays, or will be. Space is our next frontier, as living and planet wise. So I think it's such an interesting space to be investing in. Nothing to bet the farm on. I feel so much better with Hex and products like it, or just crypto in general, Bitcoin, Ethereum, more so Hex, obviously. But yeah.
I feel like that's a lot of the reason why Tesla's up so high, is because people can't invest in his other companies. I don't think Boring Companies is, out there, or he's got the SpaceX, but you can't buy SpaceX. You can only buy Tesla.
Correct.
So it's just investing in Elon. Same thing with like Hex. It's like if Richard Hart puts something else out, I'm going to buy in that too. That's how you buy good products, is you find the leader. And if they're smart, then we're smart.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. And getting back to Alan's question about like dreams and stuff, we've talked about it on our happy hour in the States, but Kinetics and I agree a lot on wanting to help people who we can help, or putting that money towards good use. So whether it be animals, I don't know, Freddie Quotes has talked about helping homeless. I mean, geez, if this opens up like it potentially could one day, there's a lot of people that could do a lot more good in the world, and I can't wait to help participate in that. So I'd love to do things for animals, homeless, veterans, anything I absolutely could. Now we're talking like personal dreams, because all that stuff is wonderful. I want to be cruising around on a yacht with Alan, drinking beer, and we'll be chilling around the Caribbean, many spots, and we will go to multiple Hex conferences. We'll have like a Hexican summer, so we'll do one in like Grand Cayman, we'll do one in Acapulco, we'll do one in Bahamas. How's this? Is that dreamy enough for you, Alan?
Yes, perfect. I would like first, before I started the stream, I was like, okay, I would get a yacht that is just big enough to comfort all my needs, all right? But now I met you, Cabal and Crypto, and I'm thinking, why shouldn't I buy a yacht that is big enough for all of us, so I can host all the Hexicans there are and just have a big party all year round? Maybe that's something that we could do. Get a yacht and then just have a fucking awesome day every single day in our life. That's
with satellite internet, and to have a 24-hour live stream on the Hex yacht,
Doesn't Eli give us Starlink internet? Elon giving us a Starlink internet.
Yes, it's coming later this year.
Yep. Everywhere, right?
Absolutely.
I already saw somebody who has a Starlink, like 100 megabytes in a second or something like this. It's crazy what Eli is doing. It's awesome. The future is awesome.
Yeah, I was one of the first to sign up for that as soon as it became available in my area. I haven't gotten it yet because I think it's later this year, but I'm on the wait list, and yeah, no brainer. I don't even care if I have to keep my traditional internet for a while to work out the bugs, but I want to participate in it. I want to understand it. I want to, help give feedback on it, because that's the next thing. You see how many Starlink satellites are growing up, every year. It's going to be everywhere, and even you're not in more developed nations like or continents like in North America or something like that, but bringing internet to Africa and things like that. Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me about Africa? How is it, like, I'm German, for example. There is nobody in Germany is starting Tesla, starting Starlink, starting something like Elon Musk is doing. How is it, Cabal Crypto, that you are American, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody of your people is starting something like Elon Musk is doing. You must be so proud of your country, aren't you?
I am very much, but I guess I don't know. I am personally, absolutely. But it depends upon who you talk to, and there's such negative views of our country around the world as well. So you have to, I guess, look at it as a who's talking about you or who's commenting about you or something like that. But I feel very proud, and I can't say anything.
So
I
would have a question to you, American guys. Do you think that during the summer you will still be faced with a lot of restrictions, or do you think that like over summer it's getting better, and that we can make a Hex conference, even with more than 50 people, in the summertime? Yeah, Alan is getting pretty hot,
That's awesome.
And so from time to time, he made this stuff already twice in the German stream. So I guess I'm glad that he is living in Mexico right now, because otherwise, I guess some of our German viewers might not be so cool with that, because they are faced like 6 degrees or something like that
Yeah.
right now.
Whoa.
A bit of snow.
I see Hex Fabio in the chat with there's plenty of stuff not to be proud of, but that is any nation. And so I'm proud of what we got. And you know what? It's life, man. I mean, there's some things that you don't want to happen, and there are other things that you're proud of. But yeah, so
you guys mentioned like futuristic technologies like Starlink and things that Elon Musk is doing. I was having this conversation with a friend the other day, but it's cool to see how like stuff that was sci-fi like Star Trek or the Jetsons, stuff like that, is now like becoming a reality. And it's just even more baffling to think like, man, what are we going to see in the next 5 years, 10 years? So to add on to your guys' point earlier about the what would you do with future money and stuff like that, and kind of like the technologies too with the moon stuff. It's cool to see where we're going.
So Alan, how is the pool?
The pool is awesome. It's so great that I can just be sweaty all day. It's so hot, but then I go in the pool, cool off. The weather is just awesome, man. And then I just start working on whatever I do. Maybe I do memes, maybe I do the videos for my traveling shit. I don't know. But to be able to cool off in the pool, it's so great.
Guys,
Johnny,
what you see right here is a full-time hard-working Hexican. Yeah, it's a full-time, really, really hard-working Hexican right here.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't look like, but actually, in a couple of weeks, I've never been working so hard that I'm working right now. Seriously, it is laughable, but right now I'm doing videos. Right now I'm researching something. I'm not getting bored at all. I'm not watching YouTube videos. I'm not watching TV. I'm working all day. It's so crazy to me.
Your videos are cool, by the way. I'd love to see the travel and like live vicariously through you guys. That's awesome. I hope to do something like that in the future. But at least for right now, we can watch yours, and so with the antidote, everyone's got them. It's really cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Hex, are you the guy that's kind of a perpetual traveler?
Yeah, I started being a perpetual traveler like 1 month ago, but I'm not the only one. Patrick actually is a perpetual traveler as well. We're just
since 4 days. Since 4 days.
Since 4 days, we are travelers in every country we go. We are just considered a traveler because we don't want to pay taxes. We don't be eligible for anything that you have to do in a country. We are just tourists, and tourists won't be touched in any country. That's so great.
Yeah, that's a wonderful idea. Like a lot of people, I try to say that and explain that to. I mean, when you're thinking about taxes and nation states and then citizenship, and then it's like, who's in charge? What authority is anything under? It's like, oh, well, I'm perpetually traveling as what? You're just a perpetual traveler. Like, what are you? I don't like. It's a wild concept. Like, I really love that. I'm fairly old. I've looked into it, and it's just a really, it could be awesome. Like, I really love that.
Yeah, I mean, actually, you only need to have 2 or 3 bases around the world where you'd like to be. Because, I guess with the American passport it's kind of the same, but with my Austrian passport I have access to about 182 countries in the world or something like that. And for each and every one, when I enter, I get a 90-day visa, and this visa I can extend for little money for another 90 days. So if you be really exact, you only need 2 bases.
Nice.
2 points in the world where you go around, but I guess with 3 I'm fine, and one of those bases I'm trying to build up here in Colombia. So I was here the first time in 2010, and this was like the first point to go right now for me. So I canceled everything in Austria. I hadn't to cancel a lot because I was working in big hotels the last years, and there I worked and lived. So most of the time in a smaller room, and to live basically for free without the need to pay rent. That's why I had the opportunity to invest a good amount of money because I did not need so much money per month what I was earning, and yes, with all this nice price appreciation we got with HEX, it's now possible to really leave Austria because besides HEX, I built up some other passive income sources as well, and in those cheap countries like Colombia right here, it's pretty easy to live for a few $100 per month, So, for example, the rent here is $350 per month.
Nice. Speaking of which, Alan, if you don't mind me asking, how much is it over there? I mean, you got a pool in your backyard. What is that kind of cost like per month, if you don't mind?
Well, I'm paying $650 a month for this apartment right now, and I'm staying here in this apartment for 2 months. So, I thought, man, this is such a great place. I only booked it for 1 week, and then I thought, man, that's just awesome. I have to book it for longer. Then I booked it for 2 months, and I realized this is living way cheaper than I would live in Germany. In Germany, I would have the same, but then I wouldn't have the pool. Then I would have to pay for gas. Then I would have to pay for electricity and all this crazy taxes. So for me, it was way cheaper to live in a state like Mexico, maybe in Colombia, than living in Germany. And that's why I thought, man, it's way better for me, the opportunity cost to just go out and live somewhere in the world than to live in Germany,
Is it working again? Do you hear me, guys?
Yep.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, nobody's saying
back.
anything. It broke down for everybody, or what?
Yeah.
We
Did you really?
might have been on your end.
Oh, okay, sorry. I mean, I'm not the only host, but maybe because I'm one of the hosts, I just broke it down for everybody. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened there. Yesterday I had a 3-hour stream with Maddie Allen, and everything was perfect. No lag, nothing at all. Just
That was a good stream.
five times where I had where I missed 1 or 2 words of the whole sentence he was saying and nothing else. But now, even before in the German stream, I had some issues. I guess it's because of all this rain.
No, I think if
You
you're
guys, it's crazy. We have 2021 and we have all those internet issues, right? And all of us, we are working with the internet. We are earning money with the internet because we are in HEX, because we are in Ethereum, and maybe some are in Bitcoin as well. But we are living on the internet. In the future, in 5 years from now, internet won't be a problem anymore because Elon Musk has it all figured out for us with Starlink, right? So what is there to fear for us in the future? It's so crazy. I think the future is going to be awesome for us, Hexicans.
Satellite internet is definitely pretty cool, and it's awesome to think that you can have gigabit speed for satellite internet. Like Cabana mentioned, Africa and all these other countries. I mean, how many more Kareems are just sitting in Africa waiting for their opportunity? That would be awesome to just have the whole world kind of globally be connected and have the similar opportunities, and we could solve a lot of problems that way.
Yeah, not to get too deep, but I mean, when you're talking about the currency, I mean, it is kind of scary when you think about a universal currency, but I mean, we already have, universal fiat currency, and, that's not working out for most people. And then the more you look into that, it's like, hey, can we have a better option? It's like, sure, here's HEX. It's a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, when we can go a bit philosophically here, but when we look into what is money and what makes money and what money is a good money and all that stuff, you need to be able to transport it pretty easy. You need to be able to break it down pretty easy. It should be a store of value. It should be accepted by other people to be a medium of exchange. And
This is all those
actually,
things.
and yeah, I would have come to that point because hex really is the definition of money, because there is also something, I don't know how it's called in English. In German it's called the money, this as Geldtheorem, so the money theorem or something like that. It's like a circle. When you ask why money has value, the answer is because it has demand. And if you ask why money has demand, the answer is because it has value. So you are like in a circle, and to exit this circle, you need to go back in time and look what happened like at the beginning. And at the beginning, it was it has demand without a price. So at the beginning of a good money, because in the beginning of gold, nobody gave it a price, only after time, because there was already demand, it became value as well. And with hex, it was the same, because people were waiting for this currency, people were waiting for this money. So, and immediately on the first day, they gave it a bit of an accelerated price, you all know
A
that.
little bit.
Well, philosophically, that's like as soon as you name me, you disable me, or kind of a thing. So it's like that looping pattern of hex was everybody's envision of what the fuck that was, and as soon as you label it as something else, then it kind of loses value. And then over time, everyone comes up and keeps dividing what currency actually is, which is actually, energy, like on an electrical scale. And it's like you can transport that into any realm you want to live in. Like and then you mathematically talk about it, and then economically talk about it. But it's like, how the fuck did I wake up this morning? That was currency running through my body. Where'd that come from? Like, how are we now entangling this currency into a commoditized way of looking at anything? It's like, it gets to a point where when you're a billionaire, you're not thinking about money the same way. Like Richard Hart's on a different level where he's not thinking about money the way we think of it. He's not labeling hex as, oh, I got to buy a gallon of milk next week because the baby's going to starve or some shit. He's not thinking about currency that way. And a lot of people can't even begin to think of money in that way. So that's the thing. It's like, what is hex? Well, don't even think that you know what hex is, like, or current, like, it's just like, it's gonna be, it's great, and it's becoming better and better day by day.
I mean, I would say that I think that I know what hex is.
It is designed, like Richard mentioned, to become the global reserve currency and like the best store of value. And Mark kind of mentions, like, without manipulation of third parties or middlemen or central banks, like, it just works and functions 100% uptime. And it's really cool. It does kind of give everyone like a level playing field and an even playing field in terms from, like, the amount of shares you own, and kind of just being able to outlast some of the other stakers and be able to keep that share rate for the time of the stake.
Well, it's also like a timeline of like what's Richard Hart's real ultimate goal of, glory, basically. Like, he's on this egotistical, I'm gonna fucking make things better and I'm gonna bring people along. Like, he's doing that, and hex is just like, they're talking about forking it, calling something else. Like, I'm not married to hex. It didn't exist last year. It's like, this is what Richard's doing to improve everybody's life. Like, call it hex, call it whatever. I mean, Richard Hart's just doing it. Whatever that is, I don't know what it is, but it's the best thing I've come across.
I mean,
Hex,
I still think that in the end it will still called hex, because we put a lot of effort into building up the hex brand already, so it won't, it's not useful for the ecosystem if it would be called something else. How I see it, it might be called something else before it's going live, so like on the testnet. Alan, can you mute yourself when you do that next to your microphone, please?
All right.
And so I guess maybe on the testnet it will be called like Hex 2 or something else, And once it's tested out perfectly, then there will be an announcement of I don't know, like one day where nobody can do anything. And on this day, we are moving on to our proper blockchain. And on the next day, everybody can do everything like he's used to. It's called Hex again, and you don't need any ETH, and you can swap and stake and end stake for a small Hex fee.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, I have all of my money in Hex because it's the best thing out there. But I'm just saying, like,
Yep.
when it comes to like international marketing or whatever, it's like, Burger King and McDonald's, they sell what the customer wants. If they go to China, they sell them, egg rolls in their fucking salad. I don't know. You go somewhere else, it is this, it is that. It's like what Richard's ultimate goal right now is Hex, and it's doing its service to get to the ultimate goal. But there is a bigger plan, and forking it is not going to end anything. It's just a continuation of the glory of what Richard Hart is planning on doing, and getting a great, wonderful community up to help him and inspire him. It's the same thing with any group of friends. Like, you can accomplish anything. Like, it could be the Fab Five for basketball, or it could be anybody. It's that currency, that market. It's just, I like to think of things bigger than just like one name.
Well, the difference is, the only difference is the substrate, right? It's just not going to be on Ethereum. It's going to be on its fork of Ethereum. So yeah, Hex is still going to be Hex. It's just going to be, instead of Ethereum, it's going to be on its own, fork of Ethereum.
Yeah. Does anyone know what grayscaling is?
Yes, I mean, grayscale is or go ahead, Cabana. I guess you can explain it better in English.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially like a trust in terms of Bitcoin. It's an easier accessible vehicle for stock investors without crypto knowledge to get into Bitcoin. So essentially, it would be an easier vehicle to get into a Hex. Obviously, there's a lot of legal, and I would think that because of Hex is what it is, and there's more, or how should I say it? There are less detail. I mean, Bitcoin is like anonymous, right? Or as much as it can be, and it was developed that way. But Hex, I think because it's considered an altcoin, more so. I think there's a lot more legal than what we would want to get into a grayscale type vehicle. I would think that would absolutely be huge if we can do that. And Richard has indicated in his recent streams that he's very interested in doing that. And he's like, hey, grayscale, Barry Shilbert and y'all, if you don't do that, if you don't get Hex in, they added just, I think, 5 more coins this morning. Like basic attention token, Chainlink, and Filecoin, and 2 others. And he's like, okay, well, you keep adding all these others, but you're not adding the one that is essentially a time deposit, locking up money and securing funds. He's like, if you don't do that, I'm going to build it. And yeah, that's awesome for us Hexicans, but I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know, but I would just think grayscaling, Crypto Goose in the chat. I see. I like the verb there, but yeah, I don't know. There's so many unknowns as to how difficult that could be legally speaking. So I just don't know. I can't speak on the legal side of it. It would be awesome, absolutely unequivocally, for Hex.
Can you speak about it within the realm of forking? How is it related with forking? Is that even like a relatable topic? I don't know.
Well,
really
that I don't
either of
know.
them.
I would defer to a Crypto Coffee or a Motley Investor or Big Kurkowski. Those guys are more on the technical side, but I believe the forking would allow more easily the transition of such an instrument. So I don't want to get too in the weeds with that. I'm like Johnny Chaos. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna, get into the technical stuff because I'm more on the price side and investing side, and I don't want to screw something up for somebody who might be listening that's trying to learn on the tech side.
Yeah, I just heard Funding Jim. He came in the T.me chat or whatever, and he was talking about grayscaling, and I was just like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but sounds good. Like,
it's just a way for it's another avenue of adoption. So basically, grayscale is the first step. If you think about, if Bitcoin were to go to an ETF, which is like the ultimate goal, right? It's like, oh my gosh, we have the S&P 500, we have the NASDAQ 100 and any other biotech, whatever tech ETF that you can imagine. You could put those funds into that vehicle and as a stock and just set it and forget it. You can do that with Bitcoin via stock. You don't have to own the coins. It's, you buy it, for whatever exchange. I think NYSE. And it's a stock. It's GBTC, and you buy it like a stock. And of course, the premium fluctuates, and that's a whole nother topic. But it acts like a stock, and it's just an easier investment vehicle for those who are not in the know about crypto, who don't have a Coinbase account, who don't know how to put keys on a wallet. You get in, you own it, you feel like you own it, and it's an onboard. Onboards for Hex, they're hard to come by right now. I mean, no huge exchanges to speak of, and something like that would spread it even more.
So it happened again, or what?
Grayscale is a solution for big players
turned
to
off
get
or what?
into Hex, right? Because, like, for example, let's say Germany.
Anyone miss me?
Germany, the whole
You're here,
country
Hex line.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Germany, for a country, cannot buy into Hex right now because it's like way too small right now. But with Grayscale, you could buy up Grayscale like shares of Hex, and then the price wouldn't move against you right now. So I think something like Richard Hart is saying about building his own Grayscale is really good for big investors to make it easy for them to do not make their own MetaMask, to not invest in like Ethereum layer one, but to invest in something that is Grayscale but for Hex. And I think that will bring big investors into the Hex ecosystem. And I think the Grayscale we have right now with the Bitcoin and stuff, I don't know. I think this will bring adoption, but only for the big investors, not the little fishes that you and me are, but the big investors that are in the world right now.
I don't know, man. You're sitting by a pool and you don't have to work, so I think you're a pretty big fish, bro.
I don't know, man.
You're a big enough fish. That's all I gotta say. So, no, but yeah, there's a couple of good comments in chat. Like Johnny Chaos is like, it's a custodial service for those who don't want to manage their own funds. And yeah, it's in Crypto Goose, it's a way to bring in the masses. So yeah, it is. It's just an onboarding mechanism. It makes it easier for the masses to get in. And whether that is a good or bad thing, it's up for debate. I've seen recent, I guess within the past 24 hours on Twitter, some conversation, Johnny Cass is part of this, as to Coinbase or a big exchange listing Hex. So I just, would love to ask, Bran and Marcovelli and Alan, what is your opinion? Do you think it would be good or bad for Coinbase or another huge exchange to actually list Hex? To me, I don't think we need it, but that's just me.
It would be.
You already answered it. We don't actually need it. If they do it, okay, they can earn money on Hex, because if they sell Hex, people are gonna have to pay fees because they're gonna buy it on Coinbase or whatever. So if they want to sell Hex, they can make it just so they can earn some interest. But at the end, we don't need Coinbase, we don't need Binance, we don't need anybody to sell Hex, because we are already in a Uniswap where you can change your Ethereum decentralized into Hex?
I mean, there's always, it could be higher sell pressure. It could be more avenues of adoption, like you guys mentioned with the grayscale thing. I mean, I think it's really cool that Richard is, possibly setting up his own grayscale type of competitor or similar thing for Hex, and then things like that, because it does bridge the gap between crypto, which is like the new cypherpunk stuff, between, the more stock kind of old system. And if people can get exposure into things such as Hex shares, like Richard had mentioned in that stream, and not have to hold the keys, not have to do this, and you can't even redeem it for Hex. It's just the actual share itself that it would be, valued at. That could allow for a lot of extra capital to come in that wasn't maybe willing to before. And a lot of people, it could be extra sell pressure in the short term, but it could also be a lot of legitimacy in the long term, because a lot of people, especially the boomer generation, they like those more legitimate, not legitimate, but they like the easier route of onboarding. And hey, maybe it would allow for a lot more money to come in.
Yeah, Coinbase is, it's the more you use it, the more friendly they are. The beginning really sucked. Waiting, for onboarders, or if you're a big person, I don't even think you can't like move more than $500. I thought, I don't know what the limits are with Coinbase. I felt like I was stuck to transacting $500 at a time, $500 at a time, 3-day wait. And because that was building up the big paydays when I really FOMO'd in, and it was like $500. It was a fucking nightmare. So, whatever, listed on there. But that's the thing, like Richard Hart talks about, is he's just not sucking middleman dick. He's not going out of his way to contact Coinbase. If someone in the community knows someone at Coinbase, hey, dumbass, you're fucking losing out on a bunch of money. This is the future. Fucking list this. If it was that simple, boom. But it's like, who's making that happen? He's not making it happen because he doesn't really give a fuck. He doesn't care about an exchange making money off of his coin. It's his fucking coin. He doesn't care about exchanges helping. I don't know. But yeah, someone who's, I don't know.
Well, at the end, they are all middlemen, right? Even Coinbase is a middleman. That's all.
Yeah, that's why he's not promoting the idea of making it easier. And a lot of, OG Hexicans talk about why we want to make things easier on people. It's let's just accumulate for as long as we can, or even have the price go down so we can get more, because we know what the fuck's going on and other people don't. And it's long-term thinking, it's who gives a shit? It's get it. I just want as much as you can get. And it's who's pushing it the most? Who needs the money the most? Are you going to get it out there? Are you going to call up Coinbase time and time? Just, hey, Coinbase, what the fuck? What are you doing? My buddy wants to buy this Hex right now, and he can't do it because he doesn't understand what the fuck a MetaMask wallet is. And he's only got $20, and it costs $20 to send the fucking $20.
Yeah.
It's going to happen eventually, but it's just he doesn't care. It's not what Richard Hart's doing, fucking billionaire shit. He's not really thinking about the guy with $20 trying to onboard through Coinbase.
Right. Yeah, but
we have this problem already.
I was gonna say that's what Richard wants though. He wants these extra users in, because he's it is absolutely disgusting that we can't get more people involved because of these fees, and they're just going to go up. What's up, Johnny Chaos?
Hey, what's up, Johnny?
All right, Johnny Chaos in the house.
I like your background.
I don't have a pool behind me, Alan, but I'm sitting here on my lounge chair, hanging out on my deck. So
that's cool.
You damn it, broke pleb. You don't even have a pool in your backyard.
You're broke pleb.
Not even have a pool in your backyard. That's crazy.
I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to get a moat.
Are you even in Hex if you don't have a pool in the background?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, so I got a jet here in a few minutes, but I did want to circle back to Patrick's question because I didn't answer it, and he posed it to all of us. So he mentioned the possibility of, say, a U.S. Conference, and that really depends upon the state. So
Okay.
it is totally state dependent. It's totally who the governor is. That's the top of mind. Florida came to mind because they are open and it's a warm climate, and it is what it is, and that's why I said that. So yeah, it's totally state dependent. I hope it's sooner than later. I can't wait to actually meet Johnny in person. I just say Johnny first because he was one of the first guys I ever streamed with on Discourse Syndicate. I remember it because I was on the beach last year and it was freaking COVID and there was nothing to do. And I'm like, holy crap, we got like a stream going. It's me and RG3 and Johnny, and it was just a cool afternoon. I'll never forget that. It was so fun. But yeah, Bran, and first time being on with you, Marcovelli.
Yeah.
And Alan and Patrick, I've been on your stream before, so thank you for hosting me. I can't wait to do this, man. Richard said it as well. He can't wait to do it. It's going to be so freaking fun. We can't just like do it to do it. If it's going to be a freaking Hexican, like the first one, we gotta do it. So not just spur of the moment. We'll plan it and make proper arrangements. But I'm so looking forward to meeting everybody. But it is state dependent. That's kind of what I wanted to circle back on Patrick with there.
Yeah, I mean, I hope we will not need to be faced so much restrictions in the summer.
Yeah, and it's easier in the summer, I think, because, well, there's a lot of things going for it. So I think if you quote science, like it's better when in warmer weather. So that's one thing going for it. And two, the vaccine. So it's just math at that point. If you are vaccinating the older population and the vulnerable, and a third of the population, essentially, well, I guess a quarter by now, a quarter has been vaccinated. Okay, those are the few percent that were the most vulnerable, that have been taking up the most hospital space. 6% of everybody else who has not been vaccinated or has chosen not to do it will be fine. Let's get back to life. That's just my little
yeah. And my take on it is like that. First, we did not know like what is coming to us. Now we do know. We have a year more of scientific experience. We have a cure, so to say. At least we know like way better like how to treat it, and so why shouldn't we be able to go back to life? And what I have been reading was that some states already are out of any rules or regulations, like Texas or in Florida and so on.
Yeah, like I said, it depends upon the governor. In fact, Texas and Florida are essentially well on their way to being as open, as any other place is right now. And again, it's unfortunate and it's disgusting to me personally that politics are involved in education and all this stuff. That's a totally other rant, but just math. Let's get back to life. The vulnerable have been taken care of or are being taken care of. In a couple months, I think we'll all be okay. Let's just get back to life. All right.
Yeah, my kids got a better chance of drowning than dying from COVID. So fuck this bullshit. Stats are out there.
Yeah, I don't know if you have to say fuck this bullshit. I don't know about all that bullshit. I'm just saying, if you want to participate in the game of life, you have to take the risk of getting affected. And if you're getting affected, maybe you die or maybe you don't die. So if you want to go out without the mask, without the vaccine and all that stuff, it's all on you. The risk is on you. So Man, it's all on you.
As
The
if.
government doesn't. The government should not tell you. You have to close down your business. You have to not travel to that place. It's all on you. If you taking the risk, you are taking the risk, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I
If,
totally.
Well, there's sure way they shut us down when we start talking about the
Yeah.
start talking.
Yeah,
about
that's
the
why.
pandemic
Yeah,
stuff. That's how you get
especially on
removed from YouTube with the quickness,
That's how
guys.
you get.
Just don't monetize the channel. You'll be all right. So, yeah.
Right. So I just wanted to stop in real quick to you guys since you kind of summoned me there, Cabana.
I did not. I loved your comments, bro.
We're summoning you.
The whole Coinbase thing was no, we don't need them. But in the interim, as we are having high ETH fees and we're having difficulty onboarding, there is an opportunity for Coinbase that they need to be aware of, which would make things more easy for us, is the fact that they could be making these fees at this point in time. If they were a smart business, they would be capitalizing on the fact that there is this demand that they could be making fees on. We're not going to win any favors or win anything with them, calling them stupid or taking shots at them, because that's not going to get us where we need to go. Showing them that there is an interest, like for instance, if you have a Coinbase account, and writing them a letter saying, look, you guys have this auto purchase thing set up. I'm really not interested in purchasing on a regular basis any other coins that you're carrying right now. But if you were to add Hex, I would pledge to purchase X amount per month on an auto renewal. And if they got enough of these replies, that would just be silly for them to pass up that opportunity, because that would be regular residual income for them, right?
Yeah.
So I think
adding
Hex
Hex in the app, like if you add it as a tracker, but
it's
available in there. It's there. So just add it. Yeah.
So everybody should add that immediately to their Coinbase and track it and follow it as a favorite, because they do statistics where they have to report on the coins that are being most viewed, right? So this is part of where they make their decisions from what they're going to list. And they have listed a lot of crap, and a lot of that crap gets listed because they're paid off to do so. But the fact that the opportunity in Hex is there, and it's beyond what they're seeing at the moment, they still have improper listings. They're pulling their data from either CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, so they got us at like $1.9 billion market cap, and we're like 7.
Jeez.
They're a little bit behind, and they're not really receiving the information. So if we're able to show them that there is an interest, then maybe they'll react responsibly and say, hey, we're missing out here. So that's where I was going with that. Not because we need them, but because that does make it convenient for new coiners, new people to come in the space, people that do have Coinbase, people that aren't bright enough to know how to do all the maneuvers to get into Hex. I get people all the time, well, where can I buy it? Well,
first I've told that story.
You have to do this, then you have to this. Say, look, go on your Coinbase and buy it. I mean, it's done, right? That's the quickest way. Of course, they have to move it off of there, and then they have to stake it. But even that transition is not as expensive as trying to move along the Ethereum network. Leaving the exchange doesn't cost you as much as trying to do a transfer from your MetaMask wallet or from doing a transaction on Uniswap. So it's just opportunity.
Yeah, and especially if the fees are going to go up in end staking like they are in a few weeks. Yeah. I mean, that's just an added incentive to possibly, go elsewhere, or add an incentive for an exchange to list it, because there could be, who knows, like 6-12 months of like a dark Hex winter in a sense, to where, it's nobody wants to lock up in that time and have a stake expiring in that window because of the fees. Now, I mean, if you're a whale and you have millions and millions of Hex, that fee's not going to bother you. But holy crap, man! I mean, if you already have a stake coming out and you're not, owning or staking $500,000 hex or something like that, or $250,000 hex, that fee's gonna punch you in the mouth, man.
Yeah.
I've learned to do like shorter, like not to be so frequent, right? So if I'm doing any new stakes, they're larger amounts of hex, and then honestly they're for more longer periods of time. But yeah, I mean, you're right. In the short term, it definitely does kind of beat us up, and it does kind of slow the network down. And it's kind of like the phase we're in with a lot of the Ethereum network kind of being used. But I think this is definitely just a like temporary position that we're going to be in. And I do agree with Johnny's point that, yeah, it's not like we need Coinbase or are begging for Coinbase, but it would be more convenient if someone already had Coinbase and they could just buy it. Because I've got friends, same thing. A coworker was like, "Brandon, what's this HEX thing? I want to get into it." And 5 steps later, and they were actually willing to do it. But anyways, it could be another avenue of more capital.
No, it's such a great point, and I tell the same story I've already told probably like 2 months ago. A buddy of mine was like, how do I buy it? Where do I go? I'm sold, man. Just this is really cool. What I've learned, what I'm reading about. Where can I buy it? How do I do it? And it was like, well, you got to do the Ethereum and the MetaMask, and it's like, oh, well, you take that step. There's multiple steps out for that much of a population that would get it. And especially like, holy crap, just to think about this has just occurred to me. So I'm just thinking about this in real time right now. So the timing of this potential interview with Lex Friedman could be huge, right? So if he has 1 million subscribers, whatever, so many people hear about HEX, and then it's like, okay, this is awesome, which I hear a lot from people that I introduce it to. How do I get in immediately? Man, if there are so many bridges to cross to get there, that's a detriment to the product.
That's the thing, though, with Lex Friedman, his followers are fucking smarter than hell. Like, he's an AI programming scientist. Like,
I agree
so
with
he's
that,
the perfect person to go to.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, the masses, man. So I mean, you multiply you take like 33% of that, and they don't know. Man, that's a large swath of the population that would be left out. And granted, humans are lazy by nature, and it's like, oh well, I tried, setting up this MetaMask thing. It was too difficult.
Crypto is difficult. Crypto by itself is difficult for most people. Anybody just now learning about crypto is going to have difficulty getting into crypto, and then HEX adds layers of additional complexity to it that does deter people on the way in. So any way that we can simplify it is going to be better. So the Grayscale solution is a custodial service, which basically allows you to buy OTC, cash over the counter, boom, you're in. Okay, that is one type of solution. A direct purchasing on-ramp or fiat ramp, that is another way that simplifies things. You can say, look, you just go to Coinbase, boom, there you go, you're done. You don't have to trade, you don't have to exchange. So these are options that would be great. But again, we only have control over what we have control over. And the fact that we don't have control over what the ETH miners do and the way they run up the rates and stuff like that, Richard's taking those steps to regain the control and the dependency that we have on the rest of the crypto space. So if Richard were to open up his own Grayscale solution or direct fiat purchasing ramp, which he's inclined to do and heading in that direction, that's going to free up a lot of this stuff. So the Freeman, interview is going to be great, but unfortunately, like Vanna's saying, there are going to be a massive amount of those viewers that would love to get on, but there's no place to direct them to easily get on. They're going to have to want to do the due diligence. They're going to have to want to cross the bridges. They're going to have to take that long walk to get into Hex, and a lot of people will quit along the way. And that's where that simplification is necessary.
Yeah, but Marcavelli he brought up a great point. I mean, that viewership, I do agree with that. It is a more intelligent group of the population, so I think a higher percentage of that viewership would get in as opposed to another channel. So that was a great point that you brought up, man. But
you could be a rocket scientist and not know how to bake.
I'm feeling both sides, man. So I just want max gain for the Hexican community, and we can get more out of that audience than we would another audience, but man, maybe that's by design. Maybe it's part of the game theory. Maybe that's why Richard is kind of like delaying it a little bit. And maybe the interview doesn't happen until the fork happens, and it's like, you know what? Boom! This is where you go.
Well, what do you think StakeRap's trying to do? They're trying to simplify things as well. So to Johnny's point, I mean, ideally, the less steps you have from fiat to Hex, the better. And whether that's them not actually having physical Hex and instead it's like a grayscale option that Richard mentioned that would be not redeemable for Hex, but it would still be like a similar grayscale type of thing. Grayscale, you can't redeem it for Bitcoin. You can only redeem it for the fiat value. I think that could be, we seem to be progressing slowly, but that could be a giant step in the adoption phase that would start this S curve from curving upward as opposed to kind of just sitting flat at a penny like we have been with the the actual Hex share rate. So I think all of those things will inevitably happen. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, the timing of the it's all exciting, right? So you have this supposed Lex Friedman interview could happen hopefully sometime this year. I guess as Hexicans, as a community, we want it sooner than later, just for a bump in price, not because we want to end stake or anything like that, but to get this liquid out. And the longer this happens, the more these liquid guys get out. We see this bump in price. We just saw it an hour or two ago, and it gets sold into. That liquid is slowly going away, and those stakes are slowly getting longer. As Patrick said earlier, that staking length is getting longer and longer and longer. This product is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So man, it's exciting. It's just you gotta hang on. Motley has said it. Motley Investor has said it a few times. He's like, if you can just make it past these next 3 to 6 months at least, your long-term self could very well be so happy. No promises, no guarantees, but man, just we're at the beginning, boys. We're at the beginning.
That's what we were talking about in our German stream as well. If you can just now use this accumulation phase in the next couple of months to just buy into Hex, man. You guys, I want to ask you the same question that I was asking in the German chat as well. You guys, if you have not known about crypto at all, you do not know about Bitcoin, you do not know about Ethereum or Hex, you just found about cryptocurrency right now, how much dollars you would need to have to be sure to have, I'm settled for the next years of my life. I don't have to worry anymore. Like my brother, for example, I have not spent any dollar for my brother. All I did for my brother was just using my referral link to refer to his account. So I was spending like $10. He got like 10% of it, right? Because of the adoption amplifier back then. And I think he is already set for the future. He has this Hex set out for the next couple of years. His staking ladder is perfect for the next 15 years. So my question for you guys is, how much dollars you would have to invest nowadays to be settled for the future in the long run? Cabana, what do you think?
Well, it depends. I mean, are you talking just Hex or crypto?
it doesn't matter. All in general, if it's Bitcoin, if it's Ethereum, if it's Hex, obviously Hex will always give you more return in the future. But
Yeah.
let's say you take the worst crypto you can find, which is Bitcoin right now. How many Bitcoin you would have to now have right now? How many dollars in Bitcoin? You would say you would be comfortable to say, man, if you have so many Bitcoin right now, you will be good in the future. Because I'm fucking crazy. Like, let's say 2019, in November 2019, I was like, okay, there is something that is called Bitcoin. I knew at this moment that I will never have to work in my life again, just because I understood the principles of cryptocurrency.
Yep. Man. All right.
What year? 2019?
You said 2019.
Yeah.
So
2019.
So right now, I mean, it depends upon your. I always say it depends upon your time horizon and where you think the crypto can go. So if I were just in Bitcoin, I believe personally, and I've been, in disagreement, and it's just a fun little thing, but I think a lot of the Hex community and crypto community, well, Hex community, I should say, and Richard are more bearish on Bitcoin than I am. I think we can get to 6 digits this cycle rather easily. In 4-5 years, I think theoretically, as a store of value, Bitcoin could hit $1 million. So if you have a Bitcoin or two, and if you can wait 5 years, I think depending upon what you want to do with your life, you could be pretty well off as opposed to.
May I jump in on this?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Sorry for my lagging here and so on. I think that we will hit easily a 6 figures Bitcoin. I agree on that. But I also think that we will see lower Bitcoin prices as we have right now in the after this bull cycle as well.
I agree with that.
So I would rather buy something which has way more upside potential, and even in bear market phases, I get more, and I liked your question to Alan. Like, do you talk about crypto or Hex specifically? Because that's also a thing I would like to teach Alan, because he's always asking about crypto in general. But it's so much of a difference if you talk about Bitcoin or Ethereum, or if you talk about Hex. And so Alan, please be more specific if you mean crypto in general or Hex specifically.
Well, when 2019, in December 2019, when I just learned about Bitcoin, there was
and that's
no
the thing, and that's the thing, Alan. Sorry
there
to
was
jump in
no
on that,
Hex.
but that's the thing, Alan, because when you found out about crypto was at the bottom of the bear market cycle, so you did not found out about crypto in December of 2017 or something like that. So you haven't been in a downward cycle where Bitcoin goes down 80%. That's the reason why you are not that specific on your questioning, because I'm way more bullish on Hex than I am on Bitcoin or Ethereum, for example.
You're totally right. That's why I'm so freaking bullish on crypto in general, because I have not experienced a bear market at all. I went into crypto 100% when I was at the totally end of it all. Like, I went into it when Hex just started, and I went all into Hex right away. So it was a great experience for me at all. So this is why I have the feeling that anybody who is just knowing about crypto right now will have a good life in the future. If you invest in Hex, it's way better than you invest in Bitcoin. So just go in Hex, do 15 years. That's all I'm saying right now.
Yeah, and that's why I was like asking like what is the time horizon and the crypto, and that's kind of what Patrick and I were talking about. So I mean, if it's like Bitcoin, I am totally comfortable with. I mean, if you are lucky and fortunate enough to have a Bitcoin or two, and in 5 years you still have that, you will, I would think, be very well off as a store of value. And this is why I do the videos. I've done a couple of videos just based upon the percentage returns of Hex versus other crypto assets in this cycle. And this, again, to Patrick's point that he was talking about there, in percentage terms, I am more bullish on Hex. I remain bullish. I was bullish last year. This is my favorite coin for this year. It is far and beyond the price potential of this. Far exceeds any other crypto, and that's why I'm so bullish on it. So yeah, Hex is the game. Now in terms of dollar figures, I don't know, man. How much can you put away? So a buddy of mine was talking to today. He was like, hey, I got like what, $500, just throw away cash right now. Or not throw away cash, but just, he's like, I was like, well, if you put that in Hex and you stake it out for 10 years, Hex price does not move. You triple what you have. If Hex goes to a freaking dime or a little over a dime, you multiply that by 10. How insane is that? Where else in crypto can you even think of such a mathematic mechanism to get you there? And you can see it. It's locked in. It's code. And what excites me the most is, okay, we all get it. Everybody watching on the stream right now gets it. Everybody in the room gets it. Marcovelli, Brand, Patrick, Abit, he's probably in the pool right now. We all get it. But what happens when people say, shit, man, this is code. It's locked in. This isn't a scam. All I got to do is just put my money in, lock it away, and the system pays me back. That's all it is. The sooner you realize that, the more that you get. It is absolutely amazing. And we are so fortunate to be the first adopters of this. Man, it's going to be
I totally
so great
agree.
to look back.
Yeah.
Yep.
I totally agree. And actually, guys, I found it that funny that you're like taking over our party stream and give the audience so much value right here. And thanks for that. And what do you think about the time frame? Do you think that we will wait until Hex has its proper blockchain, and then the masses are starting to get it and to see that there is no scam going on, and that's all locked code, and that it's all working as intended since, I don't know, like 3 years at that point of time? And what's your time horizon? What do you think? Like how long will it take for Hex to hit more mainstream?
I think that's the ultimate question. So I'm going to answer this first. Sorry, guys, because I got a jet here. I got a jet here in a second. So I'll jump in. But that's the ultimate question, right? And it comes back to something I often think about. It's like, okay, what can be said for the scam thing to be put to bed? And I always think of like because I'm in marketing, I try to think of like the quickest way to convey a point to an audience that is trying to understand something. So if the main drawback is, oh, I Google this and it says scam or whatever, what's the quickest way to do that? Okay. All right. Well, this guy, we don't like certain man, because he speaks his mind. We don't like certain man because he tells the truth. We don't like certain man because he curses. We don't like certain man because he doesn't act the way that I would want him to act. All that aside, okay, he developed something. Can you make money on it? Yes. Is he smarter than you? Okay, yes. So it drives me nuts. So it's like, okay, well, he's could he be using it for personal gain? Well, I don't think so. He retired in his early 20s. Oh, well, he made a bunch of money from cryptocurrency and he lost it all. So now he's trying to get it all back. No, he retired before Bitcoin, before he mined 50 BTC blocks. So that's not it. Cross that off the list. You have nothing. He makes self-help videos. You're running out of reasons at this point. So it's like, it's so frustrating to me, and I think all of the Hexagon community can feel this. It's like, he doesn't need personal gain. He doesn't need financial gain. I don't know how to 100% convey it, but it'd be like, you know what? I don't need to do this. I want to do this. I have been trying to improve people's lives for how many years? I'm still trying to improve people's lives. And this is it, man. There's no gain for it. Like, if you can make money who cares what somebody else is doing? You know what I mean? If you disagree with the personal philosophies or ideas of somebody else, but it can benefit you, it's like, the whole cutting off your nose to spite your face kind of thing. It makes no sense.
Cabana, like 1 year ago, okay? Like, let's say in December 2019, I was a drug addict. I don't had a home. I was just throwing my money away. Then I saw a video of Richard Hart who was telling me about how to get rid of the addiction of gambling, And I was just taking this advice and putting this into my life, and I understood how to be successful in life. This helped me so much that I could it's just crazy to me. Like 1 year ago, I was living in a whole different life. Now, look at me. I'm like living next to a freaking pool. I can jump into the pool right now, and I can basically do whatever I want to do right now, just because of Richard Hart. And this is so freaking crazy. How many people do have to change their life and to have a better life than they would have ever had because of Richard Hart? And this is the thing. Like, we have all those people that just find out about
I think we lost him.
I think so too. But his point is good. In Cabana, your point was actually good too. Is that, I mean, Hex isn't something that should be like treated like a traditional cryptocurrency or like, short-term stock that people are trading. It should be kind of considered like that certificate of deposit or like longer-term investment, right? It's something that it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's something that rewards you the longer you're willing to delay your gratification.
exactly.
Yeah, you're on, man.
Can you guys still hear me?
You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Yeah, you're back.
So my question is, I'm traveling in Mexico right now. Patrick is in Colombia right now. We are walking on the street doing our daily life, and we see people struggling, people working really hard. So what would you explain to anybody if you would just met him? Hey man, you have to really do this thing in life to actually just have a better life in the future. what would your advice, Cabana Crypto, be to anybody to just learn something new in the future?
Yep. I'll tell you this, because I've been trying to get away, but this stream is so good, and I thank you guys for hanging out, and this is such a good conversation. One of my main selling points that I don't even mean it. I don't sell. I don't like selling, because to me it's like pushing something on someone. So I shouldn't have said sell. But one of the main successful points that I have had with Hex, and it's to anybody I say this to, is, oh, I got it for somebody else. I got it for a niece or nephew or somebody like that for 10 years down the road for a Christmas present or a birthday gift. And I got them that, and I locked away, that amount. Granted, the fees were lower last year than the past 3 months, so I did this last year, but still. And they're like, oh, wait, what? That's like a time deposit or certificate. It's a CD, right? And I'm like, yeah, but it's the modern day version of it. Yeah. And they registers. Oh, well, it's like these little certificates that I used to get when I was a kid, except now it's on the blockchain. And that little transition is like a little bit of a leap for them to make. But once they understand it and be like, oh, yeah, it's computers now, because that's how they think, it's computers. But yeah, it's in the cloud, or however they want to translate it to themselves. They understand it. But the more important thing is, oh, you are locking up money for years in this mechanism that, hopefully price stays the same. It's going to pay you 20% a year. Price go up, goodness gracious, you are going to be so rewarded. And that carrot on the stick, man. It's like, the 20% a year is awesome. They get that. But the gaming, the game theory of, oh, well, if price does go up and more people get this and more people lock away their money, it could be life-changing for them, not you, because I guess you're already in, but you can help change other people's lives. And what better gift is that, man? I mean, to set up someone that's younger than you, and to help brighten their future, hopefully. It's so good, and I want it so bad, and people latch onto it because they see the benefit for themselves, but they also see passing down wealth and preserving wealth to a future generation. And the more people that get that is a small reason why we are seeing that stake length go out. And man, that's so exciting. It's slow, Hexican community. We're seeing it though, and it's getting stronger and stronger. So just hang in there.
It's a crazy the Hexican community. When I visited the Hexican community in 2019, it was just me and Hexologist being on the stream. It was like 10 people just being on the stream. And nowadays we are hundreds, thousands of people. Like nowadays, I see like a buy of $50,000 making, in Hex, maybe buying Hex, maybe selling Hex. It doesn't matter. It's the ecosystem of Hex. Hex just improved so much. It's so freaking crazy to me that that's a little push,
That's a great point you just brought up there. Is like the dollars exchanged regularly. So, I see the trades come across. I just, have like a little tab open or window open, in the corner of my screen. And I'll just peek at it every now and then. And it's just $10,000 or whatever, just $10,000. But it happens a lot of times per hour. Oh, well, just 2 hours ago, we saw somebody put $90,000 in. That's a lot of money. And we're at the beginning stages. just imagine when people with, hundreds of thousands or, perhaps millions one day, because if it is getting in like, on Bitcoin, like it was $1 or something like that. I know it's fancy talk for some realistic Hexicans out there, but what if it is? We're going to look at these dollar amount exchanges as, pennies in comparison to what it could be. It's so exciting.
But you guys, this is only 90,000, 50,000 buying or selling right now. But can you imagine somebody's buying or selling millions of dollars? We are just in the beginning of this whole ecosystem, and it's so great to me. It's only what 1 year old, a little bit longer than 1 year, but still, it's so young. We are so young in this whole ecosystem.
Yeah, and that's why I think, to me, I think Richard's kind of playing, passive or coy about the Lex Friedman stream, but to me, it is huge in the long term. I don't say it has to happen tomorrow or next month or in the next few months, but sometime this year, I would love it to see it happen. But man, to get the word out there for his persona to speak and for people to absorb the knowledge that he has and for people to understand what truly, this product is capable of, to that big of an audience, I really do think it'll be the next huge step in this product's, life state. It's going to be amazing.
And right now, I want to tell anybody who is listening right now, we have about 50 viewers right now in this YouTube channel, which is amazing. Thank you to everybody who's listening right now. But look at this like this way. Okay, you are a general Hexican right now. You are just a little fish in this big freaking pond. There are way bigger ways than you are in this pond right now. But what can you do to improve this Hexican ecosystem? The thing that you can do is to be in this chat right now, to write something in this chat right now, to like the chat, to subscribe to this Kryptosparbuch chat. But what you can do as well is to take 1 hour, maybe like 30 minutes a day, and take every content creator that is out there in the Telegram, for example, or maybe in Twitter or in YouTube, and like their content. Give them an opportunity and just like their content. It would be so huge. Imagine to be like every head content out there right now, to have to have thousands of likes right now. That will be huge for the Hex ecosystem. So what I want to say is just go out and take 10 minutes of your time daily and just like everything you say Hex related, and that will be awesome. Please help the Hex ecosystem if you take your time and like everything you see in the Hex ecosystem. That will be huge. So you guys, please go out, take 10 minutes of your time daily and like everything on Twitter that you can see. Hexologist, Discord Syndicate, maybe Kryptosparbuch as well. I don't fucking care. Just like everything that there is on Hex and just like it. That's all I want to say.
And get a tattoo.
And get a tattoo as well, right?
And dye your hair. And get a t-shirt like Brandhammer.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well,
get
and
sweet merch. Get
that merch.
It's out of passion too, right? It's because we know what the product is, and when Kibana mentioned, like, yeah, it's like your newer generation, it's like your newer generation of that certificate of deposit. I mean, people can really relate to that. My grandpa was 90. He was asking me like, Brand, what the hell were you streaming about the other day? And I kind of told him, and that similar concept, and it really stuck with him as well. And obviously, someone like him that's 90, can't maybe stake for Quattro Cinco, but at least I can kind of set up a wallet for him and manage that for him, and let him download Staker app and let him kind of see what the new version of that could be. I think it's really powerful to do outbound messaging if it is something that has like affected you, and if you have like family members like me that come to me, like people come to me because they see the passion, they see the fire, and it's just a matter of time before that gets to more people. And it is like everything kind of is an S curve, like Harry Dent was saying, and we're at the bottom of the S curve for that adoption. And Hex is designed to, in the future be possibly the global reserve currency or like mass adoption. Bitcoin didn't achieve mass adoption, but something like Hex could have hundreds of millions of wallets and could have significant numbers. Like it is a black hole for like financial capital.
Guys, I want to say something really funny right now. Cabana Crypto, you are the oldest guy on this stream right now.
Oh,
you are so old. When you were born, there weren't even cell phones around. All right. So,
thank you.
Cabana, when you were born, nobody even knew about what is crypto, what is internet, what the fuck is going on. Nobody knew anything. So you are the oldest guy in this chat right now. So could you imagine anything like you are about, like, let's say 50 years old? What will happen in the next 50 fucking years? Can you imagine that? How will our world look in the next 15 fucking years?
I don't know, man. According to you, I'm already like 80, so
you will be 200, man.
What the hell, man? We were supposed to be hanging out on yachts drinking beer, bro. And now, like,
no, he's
Chaos
probably not much
and
older
Matty
than
Allen.
me. I'm 30. I'm 34. I don't know how old Cabano. We're not dropping numbers.
I don't know. I would love to like hear
24.
Brand and
I'm 34.
I'm 24, yeah.
No, but I mean, how do you think I am?
I would say you're in your 40s.
42.
42. Alan's got 42. What you got, Brand?
Early 40s, late 30s, early 40s.
That's good.
39, 30, 38, 39,
right.
41.
All right, that's good. Well, 39, 41. Pick one.
Oh, shit. Okay, 39.
All right, Mark.
15 years old.
Man, I love you. Yeah, so Alan.
I missed the question.
How old do you think I am, Patrick? Hello, Patrick.
It doesn't matter. How old are you?
You are okay. 41.
Alan was the closest. So yeah. Anyway, because I'm like 80, so 42 is closer than 41. So anyway, what was the question, Alan?
People are saying like 80, 70 in the chat. I'm just saying.
Holy crap! I'm just now seeing it. Oh, children, bro. Thank you.
Right
No, that was at least the realistic number. All right, Matty Allen's coming back with 25. Sapper, screw you, 60. All right, just enough of this. I can't even look at chat anymore. But yeah, I'm sorry. What was the last question, Alan?
Well, the question was how many hacks do you need to have right now to make a living for the end of your fucking life? And that's what I'm just saying. You don't have to own a whole hex. You just have to know that there is hex.
Richard,
and then you will be good in your life.
Oh, so I guess it comes down to your lifestyle. So it depends, man. But it also depends on how you can roll it over. So if you can just take off the interest, it depends upon your bills. So I can't answer that for anybody, man. But I can offer an overall strategy is if you are staked out for 15 years rather evenly, even if you're front-ended, I say you have more weighted in your first 15, so the first 7.5 years than your last 7.5, you're still fine because you can take off that interest for yourself and restake further out. So dollar amount, I have no idea, man. I'm not going to answer that, but if you're in the ecosystem, you're part of it, you're interacting with it on a constant basis, and you continue to dollar cost average, which I think is the key. Because if you're getting in now with a minimal amount, you're just scratching the surface of the potential, especially if we're at prices of a penny and a fifth, 1.2 or something like that. There's still time, but once that the train leaves this station, which this station I think is about a penny and a half, that on the chart, I'm just talking technicals here, that your floor, I don't know what that's going to be again. Our floor recently has been what, like 0.7 of a penny, maybe within the past month or two.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like in December 2019, I found about crypto in general.
Yeah.
And when I found about crypto in general, I knew I would never have to work in my fucking life again. Just I understood what crypto is about. And now you have the opportunity to understand what HEX is about. And you can lock up your funds, not only 1 year, not only 2 years, but you can take the most valuable thing in life is time, and you can now take your time and bring it into the future. This is so freaking crazy. You only need a little bit of money right now and just take it for, like, let's say 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, and you will be good. And now the question is how much money you would have to invest right now to have a good life in the future. Obviously, for everybody, it's different. You can have a really future life with, like, in Colombia, which would, like, $800 would be enough in a month. In America, this would be way more in the future. So
yeah,
I would say, like, if you own $20,000 in HEX right now, I think you are settled for the future at all. You don't need to work anymore.
How much did you need for Bitcoin? It went up 6 millionx. It's all about your time horizon. So something like HEX is designed to outperform Bitcoin, and shit doesn't take much capital right now. If HEX does something similar to that, which it's very possible. I mean, yeah, like Abana said, this is really the beginning, and we are all like the beginning. I mean, this is still very small in the grand scheme of things. When you think out 15 years, like, that's just 15 years. I mean, if the idea is to have mass adoption and a lot of people be in this, then I think we got to look bigger. And it doesn't take many multiples for, like you mentioned, $20,000. If someone has $20,000 in HEX or the amount of T-shirts or whatever, like, it really doesn't take much for that shit to multiply 100x, 200x, 300x before you're set financially, let alone over time it just going up significantly higher. I mean,
Belly Brand, are you fucking crazy? $20,000 is such a huge amount. I could never imagine having $20,000. So let's just say I have $1,000, $1,000. What could I do with those $1,000? I could stake it for 15 years. Could you imagine to be all right with $1,000 if you just stake it for 15 freaking years? I think if you have $100 and you stake it out for 15 years, you should be all right.
Totally.
What if you're a central bank and you could just print money or put numbers in accounts? What if you had the ability to get a loan for a fucking $1 billion and have to pay it back in a year, and you put it all into HEX and you make fucking 100 quadrillion billion fucking dollars because HEX is going to give you more interest than you're going to be paying? If I was able to just contact the bank, I wouldn't need a fucking penny. Just give me the keys to the bank. I've got a better product, you fucking losers.
That's like that Wales only money printer thing he goes on, man, because that's kind of what it is. You own a money printer, and if it works as designed, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so
we are
crazy
in
to
on the
think that
ground floor. How to think that it's awesome whether it comes to fruition. Hey, but for those who have done the work and put in the knowledge or put in the understanding of all the knowledge that's been put out there by Richard and this awesome community for all the live streams, tutorials, everything like that. This is the modern day research, man, and a lot of this stuff is it's not happening in books. It's not happening in website mining. It's a lot of live streams, and this could be a dare I say a revolutionary time to where a lot of people look back on old Bitcoin videos and they're like, oh wow, man, that Da Vinci guy predict the price, lucky or not, he did it. Well, Hexicans, man, you could be watching some live streams right now that could be replayed in 5 to 10 years. And we're telling you about this product. We're not even trying to freaking pump price or anything like that. We're telling you about the foundation and mathematics of this product. It's amazing, and I just want to share it with so many people.
That's a great thing. It's not about a hype or whatever. It's just about the mathematics, Look, if you invest today, you can imagine your mathematics, in the next 10 years, for example. You actually know that your hex stake will do the certain thing. But what I want to say in the future, guys, we have 7 p.m. right now. So in 1 hour, Matty Allen will be on the Discord syndicate. We're proposing a really big thing for Hex. And I think, guys, what do you think Matty Allen will propose in the next few hours about Hex? I don't know what it could be, but maybe it's something that he will have to work in Hex. And I'm so excited because everybody, like Cabana Crypto, for example, or maybe Barrett Grant, anybody can do whatever they want and had so much exciting things for Hex in the future. What do you think it could be for Matty Allen?
I got no idea because this is the first I've heard of it, but if it's anything like the Hex conference, then it is worth a listen. And let me just say that he did such a wonderful job with that and organizing that in such a short period of time. And Joe Hexotic working the green room. I just want to give a shout out to those guys because as a community, we needed that. And
Totally.
I know, it's, we're young and it was like, a little over a year, but we had no events, man. I mean, in the past, every crypto, you got to go out to a conference, you got to shill yourself, and do whatever you wanted. We didn't have the luxury of that. It had to be, online, and just to think to where we could be had Richard been out there. Maybe it's a bonus opportunity for all of us Hexicans to get in at lower prices, because if he's out there telling the world about this great product, then maybe prices are a lot higher and perhaps we don't get to get in at these levels, perhaps not much longer. I don't know. But yeah, again, back to Matty, good on him, man, for that conference. It was such a pleasure to sit down, and it took me probably a couple weeks to get through all the content, but Alan and Patrick, your guys' presentation just blew. You set the bar high, dude. It was so good, and thank you for that. And I mean, RG and Hexologist, man, I can't name everybody. It was so good. The panels that were set out like on price, I wish I could participate in that. I didn't know all about what the total layout was, the price, the game theory panel with I think it was Steph and Randy Hilarski. Man, there's so much good in it, and we needed that. And it just brought all the ideas together, and it was kind of like a reset internally for us as a community. And I'm looking forward to answer your question, whatever he has to say tonight. I love Matt.
You know what is really funny?
He's a great guy.
Like, I know for sure Hexologist. I know for sure the RJ3. I know for sure Patrick or myself. We have not intended to do this. All we did was just do our stuff, and then it blew up like this. Would you imagine Matty Allen just trying his thing and just doing a crypto event to be blew up and to be the first freaking Hex event in the future? Now, what do we think about now? Nowadays, if we think about a Hex event, then we would think about, Matty Allen would make a show, right? But Matty Allen would never think about having his name to be that big in the Hex ecosystem, just like I am. I just made memes on the internet, and somehow my name, Allen, I don't know how, is the biggest name for memes for Hex, This is so crazy. Like, everybody in this ecosystem right now, Cabana Crypto or Belly Brand, maybe Abbott Hex, whatever. If you do stuff for Hex, you can be a Hex influencer. And this is so crazy. If you just decide to do stuff on the internet for Hex, you can be an influencer, and this is so freaking crazy. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, it's the whole community, man. So, I mean, it's not just, guys who have streams. It's not like just me and Bran and Discourse and Maddie. I mean, people are showing their faces if they don't have a stream, or if they do have a stream, whatever. Freaking Mark, man, just coming on here and like offering great input. He doesn't have to do this, And so many people on the other streams, on the Discourse Syndicate, on FN Hangout, guys coming in to hang out and talk. We don't have to do that, but it's the building and the foundation of this community that's so cool. And I say this, and I'm sure people who watch me enough, see me stream enough, might start getting tired of it, but I will never get tired of saying it. It is the best community in crypto, and just keep it going, man. Just keep it going, because the positivity and the knowledge that is shared, and it's not just to pump your bag and to get out next month. It's the old Huey Lewis song that, happy to be stuck with you, kind of like for 10 to 15 years, man. Because if you want the real gains and you're willing to wait for it, I truly do think they're going to happen. We just got to like stick together. And the more we stick together now, the stronger it's going to be, because the more people are going to come in and see how strong the thing is. And it's self-reinforcing. It's so exciting.
Like you said, that's what the conference was. It was reinforcing. And, people like Maddie, they stepped up to the plate. And Richard even mentioned it, like, I'm being invited to the first ever Hex conference that I didn't set up. And sure, Richard's great, but a lot of us Hexicans did do our own things. And RG3 was because same here. I never been in Hex since day one and followed Richard for forever, but I never intended to make videos or anything. Like, I was always very OPSEC, even in the other cryptos that I was in 2017. But the crypto itself and, the product, Richard, and then the community kind of all at the same time made me eventually jump into RG3 stream. And sometimes that's all it takes is, going on to someone else's stream and other people hearing your stories and things like that to realize, like, oh man, like Cabana mentions, this isn't something that is like a get rich slow thing. And, sure, we're going to have great price appreciation, but, most marriages and relationships don't last 10 to 15 years, let alone, being able to actually vote with your dollar and with your Hex and lock that shit up for 10 to 15. Like, the contract itself is set up into a way where, like, if you do try and EES or do anything like that early on something that you committed to long term, it's the truth engine, the ultimate truth engine.
All right. Now, you guys, we have such an amazing stream. I would never thought that this part stream would be so great. Barry Brand, Cabana Crypto, and wait, let me say, Mark.
Pronounce it
very
right.
awesome that you've been able to visit this freaking stream. We have 50 freaking people on this stream. It's way more than on our German stream. So thank you for everybody watching and coming by. Please like this stream and please ask any question you want to ask, because this party stream is all about you guys, about the crypto, about the community. To ask anything you want to know. Maybe you want to ask anything besides Hex. If you want to talk about anything that is besides Hex, you have your opportunity right now and ask anything besides Hex right now. We have an awesome stream right now.
Speaking of opportunity, I do got to go get ready and hang out with the girlfriend soon. So I'm actually going to step out of here. But, I appreciate the opportunity, and it was fun hanging out. We're going to have to do it soon because this was a good idea, and I didn't intend on doing it. So happy to do it. Thanks for having me on, Alan. We'll see Maddie's surprise in an hour, 1 hour from now. And then, we'll have to do it again soon. Thank you, Cabana. Mark Cavelli, cool to see you and be on stream with you. Hex Lion and 8-Bit. But got to go hang out with the Mamacitas. So I'll see y'all later.
Of course. So thanks, Bradley, for coming by, and I hope we can invite him soon to our Kryptosparbuch show to give some more valuable content to the audience. And thanks to you guys for coming on. I mean, I know, Ellen, you would like to go on the whole night, but actually, we also invited some people to come over, and they are like also a bit desperate. Like, can we already watch music? Can we already listen to music and so on? So I guess we had a great talk here. Thanks to Belliot again. Thanks to Johnny who passed by. Thanks to you, Cabana, and also thanks to you, Machiavelli. You provided a lot of useful information here, and I didn't expect that our party stream will be so valuable. And thanks for coming by, and I guess we had an awesome talk here tonight. Sorry that I had some lags and that I couldn't jump into all of the topics right away, but it was definitely not the last stream we did, right? So please, Cabana, go ahead and give a shout out to the community and tell us how we can find you and when your next live stream will be.
What's up, Hexicans community? Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Alan. Just happy hours. I do them for probably, I think, another month and a half or so until beach weather officially hits. I'll probably do them remotely. We'll see if the demand is there. But yeah, at Cabana Crypto on Twitter, cabanacrypto.com will take you to YouTube. So just basically any Cabana Crypto search that you do, I am there. And once again, thank you, Patrick, for the invite. Thank you, Alan. Man, we're going to hang one day, and it's going to be so lit. And look forward to meeting you too, Mark. Man, it was a pleasure. First time being on stream with you, brother. So yeah, over to you.
Heck yeah, great to talk to you.
Yeah, and also to you, Machiavelli, would you like to share something? Do you also have some streams going on, or anything you want to share with the audience?
Yeah, well, my biggest thing is I'm a rapper. I'm a SoundCloud rapper. So if you search Marcavelli23 on SoundCloud, you can find a bunch of my music I've been doing forever. And then the only other thing is to end with a question is like, when's Maddie Allen coming on? I'm fucking doing this all night. I'm in the TME chat fucking nonstop. I'm so addicted to that thing. I've like been on it almost nonstop. I think I fell asleep with it in my head. Like it's just fucking awesome. Like I love Hex just nonstop.
Perfect. Nice to hear that. Yeah, so Matty Allen will be online in 55 minutes. I guess he's on Discord Syndicate. And yes, so Abid, I guess the last words will be yours, like always. And I would say thank you for everybody who joined in tonight. And yeah, I don't know what to say. Yeah, I'm also a little bit drunken already because I drank a lot of beers here. So please, Alan, go ahead with the best of yours.
Take us home, Alan.
Yes.
Thank you for everybody who was like watching the stream today, because like look at this, it's already night. I was being in this stream the whole freaking night. You won't think about it, but I'm working. Freaking working as a Hexican right now. Thanks for everybody watching the stream. We had an awesome time in the chat and in the stream. I would
Yeah, exactly.
love to have
So
this stream in the
if you
future
guys
as well.
want to be a full-time Hexican like Alan as well, so please go ahead and go on Telegram and put in @abit_hex. Then you can write a private message to him. So if you would like to know like how hard it is to become a full-time Hexican, as you saw right now on the stream, like I guess jumping 3 times in the pool and always all 30 minutes grabbing another beer is a really hard full-time job. So if you know how to do that and how to become that hard worker, then please go ahead and write Alan the message.
Being a Hexican is really a full-time job. You have to commit 100% of your time to being a full-time Hexican. It's so hard. Sometimes you don't have internet. Sometimes you don't have enough time to drink beer. It is crazy. Guys, if you can decide to do something else than being a Hexican, do so. But I love to be a Hexican. To be a Hexican is my dream, and I would love you to switch in to the next show then when we have the Kryptosparbuch in the next week. So you guys, thanks for watching. It will be awesome to have you in the next week. So guys, ciao. Bye.
Ciao. All the best. Thanks for tuning in and have a great week.